So we officially know now the general election is basically going to be the 29th. And basically, we'll find it really too. A lot of people say the 29th is a good way away yet. Well, when you think about it, it's only 21 days or so, which is not that far away because, again, time flies. It does generally fly. Like, think about it already. We're already in November. Next month's December. I know, Christmas. Imagine that. It doesn't feel like it should be that time of the year. It feels like it should be July at most. The year just flew like a rocket. But time waits for no one. But anyway, long story short, apart from rambling on about the good old days, etc., etc. So we found out yesterday, because obviously the draw was sat yesterday for the last time. To the I think it's the 18th or so, whenever the government forms, whatever the story may be, we don't know, it might be later than that. But long story short, it was revealed by Sinn Féin here Saturday. And it does seem to be true too, because it kind of makes sense, because especially with the woman involved, is Norma Foley, is the Minister for Education. Now, obviously, Norma Foley, not even to mention the Leaving Cert back then when I was doing the Leaving Cert, the mess with that, with the predicted grades, just the sheer chaos that caused for 7 weeks. The sheer, literally, the country was about to go to civil war at that point. The way that, like how bad it was going that time. And then obviously, Norma Foley with this new woke ideology basically bringing the school. We see the SPHE stuff. Not the best person to have around any education department, or let's put it that way. Not the best person to have around any child, to be totally honest, or any, not even in public office. She shouldn't be in public office. She should have got the sack when that thing would take, for example, the leave it. So she shouldn't be there. She shouldn't be still there. Let's put it that way. And then obviously there's many other things too. Normal Foley's don't take, for example, school places too. The children can't even get school places, can't even get to school. In some cases, they can't get bus tickets. I could go around and go forth, but anyway, we all know about the little pouches for your phones, which is absolutely fucking stupid. I know they do it in Northern Ireland, they do it in other countries, but it's quite insane. They spent 6 million on that, on school pouches. Even though, in my opinion, if they were going to do it, the parents should probably flip the bill, or the parents should say to the children, leave the phone at home and not bother bringing it in. You know, they could do that if they wanted to. But let's put it this way, they're more worried about people with phones in school than they are about getting people with autism, dyslexia, other things, but getting them help in school. I could go on and on and on. Because they have their priorities up the whole, like they have their priorities arseways, to be totally honest. That's the nicest way to possibly put it. They should be prioritising looking after people with special needs, etc., etc. As we speak, this children with special needs, they don't have assistance in school, they get no care classes, etc., etc. They're just abandoned, and we're more worried about children with phones. And we're spending 6 million to get school pouches, and this is the best way. That's not the only part of it. This is the next part of it. Listen to this: 2 million a year it's going to cost us in replacements. 2 million a year for school pouches in replacements. So if you add that all up, maybe in the next 10 years it could be 20 million euro we've spent on school pouches, which is absolutely insane when you think about it. Like when you really sit down and think about it, you're like, could they not actually get more SNAs and stuff to help out people with special needs, etc., etc.? Why are we throwing this in? And this is the next part, the third part of it. Apparently, Norma Foley is very known with these people with the school pouches. What I mean by that, the company that supplies the state is giving them the school pouches. Apparently, Norma Foley might have been lobbied by them. Now, obviously, we know Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, they're all given nudges and grunts to the because again the majority of these people in big companies etc are in Fine Gael or in Fianna Fáil in this country. We've seen it in England, particularly. It was a great example during COVID. Members of the Conservative Party with face masks, etc., given contracts to them to enrich their friends, basically. The same what happened here. It's all happening all the time, every day of the week. TDs are on big boards and different companies. Take, for example, this school pouch board with the for the phones. Who knows? Normal Foley could be a big executive in that company and making huge buck off the back of it too. And then her friends too. She has probably a few friends, somebody that's related to her, even her husband, God forbid, could be over it and getting a few bob in the back. Because again, that's all it is about, witching themselves. Because we have to ask, and this is another thing, but it's to do with John Bruton. He used to be the Taoiseach here, the Prime Minister, in other words too. How did he have 14 million euro worth of assets and stuff like that? That's an insane amount for a Taoiseach. I know a Taoiseach salary obviously is big. It's 200 something thousand probably, and then obviously a pension, etc., etc. Give or take, he should be only worth about maybe 3 million, not 14, maybe 15 million euro. That's an insane amount. And questions do have to be asked, where did all this money come from? The same with Bertie Howard. Huge amount of money. One of them, the horses, apparently. He's lucky with the horses. That kind of bullshit. But there needs to be questions asked about that. But not even that. If we looked at Norma Foley, how much Norma Foley's worth, I'm sure we need enough that too. Because I would need to go as far as saying, again, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael are really known. I can go into many details. There's so many, like, all the TDs in the door don't put down properties they own, etc., etc. Like, it's all very shady business. And especially Norma Foley, and again, it seems to be true, because it's insane. Because if I was the Minister for Education, first of all, I'd be worried about getting teachers into the school to teach the children. There's no point bringing the children into the school when there's no teachers to teach them. That would be my priority. Let's keep Irish teachers here, instead of them going off to America and other countries. Let's do that first, and then we can worry about maybe the schools. Or let's look after our children with special needs who need additional sort of care and support. Because it does affect your child. I have dyslexia, I have a bit of autism. It does affect you. I didn't get the support probably I should have got. I should have probably had a special needs teacher helping me out. But obviously you're not allowed. It's not free. You're not allowed to help, and that can affect you for the rest of your life. And it's a shame. I even knew children in school who were worse than me, and they didn't get SNAs. There was only 3 or 4 SNAs in the whole school. And this is a big school with nearly 1,000 children in it, in Cavan, one of the biggest schools in our county, and they only had 3 or 4 SNAs, and that's telling you all you need to know. But Norma Foley apparently more worried about school pouches. Not even to mention school bus tickets. There's still children. There is actually still children to this day who haven't got the bus tickets, and they have to stay at home or get the one way to school. And it's insane. It's still now. We're going on to December. The schools have nearly back 3 months, and we're still asking about for this. Norma Foley's the one at the end of the day, because Norma Foley gave out the school bus tickets were a sham too, when they were giving out the free bus tickets to everybody and everything. Because guess what? They didn't put on extra bus drive. They didn't put on extra school buses. They didn't buy any extra school buses. They didn't get any extra drivers, because any driver retires of the school buses, they don't replace them basically. It's given to a private contractor. I could go on and on and on. It's a big shamble. To be totally honest, Norma Foley shouldn't have been there. She should have been gone long ago. She shouldn't be there. And then obviously the SPHE stuff. It's just going above education. My view on education, you should be learning the basics in terms of sex ed, of course, but in terms of maths, English, other stuff, it's important, particularly your maths. When you go older, you don't realise it when you're adding up your wage or whatever to the revenue or whatever. It's important, you might think it's only sets, numbers, calculators, etc. But it's important to have a basic grip on maths, etc., such as particularly English, writing letters, etc., etc. It's not so much nowadays, but emails particularly. And it's important, and I do think we're more worrying about being woke and trying to identify wokeness and to bring wokeness into school and the political correctness and stuff like that, then the basic skills that you would need in later life, not so much today or tomorrow, but in a year's time, 3 years time, skills like that. That's what we should be more focused on. But anyway, I could go on and on and on and on, but we all know my opinion on Norma Foley. Generally, I know there's been some terrible ministers for education in the past, but generally the worst education minister, and I would say to people in Kerry, I don't want to tell you how to vote or what to do, but I would generally say to sit down, look up Norma Foley, see all the stuff that Norma Foley has done, and think for yourself, because if I was in Kerry at the moment, even if I got €1 billion, I wouldn't put that woman back into the door. I wouldn't put her. To be totally honest, the only place is prison. To be totally honest, that's to be totally honest. That's nearly where she deserves to be totally honest. Especially for this is gross incompetence, and not even that. It borderlines misuse. It is misuse of public funds. This school pouches, it's quite insane. Especially the 2 million a year that was left out. That was silently not told to the public, because obviously that's insane. Spending 6 million is insane enough, but then saying we're going to spend 2 million every year on it is even worse again. But again, there's just some money to burn apparently. But then again, there's older people on the streets, Irish people on the streets, no money for that. But there's money for school pouches. And again, she probably had a vested interest in it, allegedly, of course. Thank you.